04 Grizzly 660 how to change the throttle cable. And it's a big job. It's not easy. You have to replace everything. Remove the gas tank. Remove the covers, the front cover, the gas tank itself. And the toughest job here to do is to remove this heat shield, the exhaust heat shield that goes over here. Show you right over here. Everything needs to come off this bike. Over here. So here's the old throttle. This old throttle does not pull through in here, off the top in here. So it was jammed open, wide open, and it was running full throttle and needs to be replaced. So how to get this old thing out and to replace it with the new one we paid $21 for this throttle cable is that over in here, the toughest part is to get this heat shield off, because the way they make this so tight is that the heat shield comes over here and there's a bolt that's right in here, right in the back of here, and there's no way to get it from the other end because the carburetor's here. So that's the reason why you got to rip everything out. And here's that bolt that made us the trouble over here. And this is the carburetor. Right in here, the carburetor. And this is where the throttle cable goes through into here. And over in here, come down here, you see this. The carburetor opens like this on the cable, pulls it from connected from here and pulls it through here. And the spring in here is great. It still works. The carburetor spring works inside here. And we're going to show you how to repair this. And it all runs right through into here and up into here. So give us a couple of seconds. So here's the new cable. And you'll see how easy and flexible that this works over in here. See how that works? Really free. This cable gets free over years. Like I said, this is about 10 years old, this bike. And I say over the years there might have been some compensation or some water that have gone down through the cable, and it might have just tightened up and rusted up and things like that. You know, things get old, things get worn out, things need to be replaced. So look how flexible that is right now. So we're going to run this from up in here. Goes right in here, gets connected into here. So we're going to feed this cable through. Right into there, and that's it, right there. So just make sure this washer's on there, and we're going to put this, screw this back inside here, pull this cable out on the other end to make it tighter. Here, you see that? Okay. Screw that in there. This is just an adjuster. How far this needs to be brought in there. That'll be determined after we hook up the other end. The tension on this cable. But this is just temporary right now. Like that. So we won't tighten that up. We won't cover that up yet. And here's the cable. Okay, so this cable needs to go all the way down. Here's the throttle right in here. Makes this here cable pull the carburetor butterfly open to put the gasoline into the carburetor. So we're going to feed this all the way through the back of the steering wheel and all the way back down in here. Put it in through here, fed the cable down through, and when you're connecting this brass make sure you have, see that's for the facing the throttle, this is facing towards the back. Make sure you have that circular piece of this brass towards the back in here like that. The best way to start with this, to put this connection on, is don't even have this connected to anything, because you want as much play as you possibly can on this slack of this cable that goes through in here, so it can reach all the way down in here. So this is where you're going to start. You're going to start down here, and then you're going to bring your adjuster right in here. Well, you know, don't do anything yet until you have everything up on the top part connected right through here. And what we're going to use is some zip locks. It's going to go up and through here and back into here. Feed it through in here. It's a real simple job. The only problem is just disassembling. So now that the cable is connected to the carburetor, I just want to show you by pulling this. See that? It's opening up full throttle. It's so much easier. Now we're just going to button this up. Okay, so let's go. The cable inside it here. It's going through here. Now pull the cable tight. Get it through. I'm going to have to do the adjustments on everything to make the length work over here. Let's turn this through till you see the cable. Get this all the way in here till you see the cable. Here comes the cable right out over here. Oh, gotta get that washer back on here. So here's the cable. You know, if we gotta go all the way down here, we have to go all the way down here to pull that cable out of here. We do that. So let's let that go. You see that? Okay. Let me get this cable in here. Pull the cable out. Right in there. Oh, there she goes. She's in there now. See that? Let's see. Let's look at the carburetor down below now. See how that works? Let's go down to the carburetor. She's working good. Yep, that's full throttle right there. So all the way, and the button's working fine here. So we're going to tighten everything down now. See, it's not right there. So it's still, that's going to be ribbon high. So what we need to do is we got to bring this cable down further into here so this way you can touch this adjuster right in here. Otherwise, if we button this up right now, it's going to be running with a high idle. So we got to make the adjustments between here. See how you tighten this? That's bringing the carburetor up when you turn it this way. So we got to back this down so it comes over here to the carburetor. Comes down to there. See right now? It's down here. So that means that's the proper adjustment on the throttle, on the idle. Right there. Do you see it coming up? It's coming up. So we're going to back it down right there, and then we're going to tighten this nut right there. Shield is on. I just want to show you that there's 5 bolts that's here. You got this one, 2, 3, 1 underneath over here. Get a light underneath here. You can see that. See that one right over here? That's number 3. That's number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the other one is over here by the carburetor. Come back in here. This is the toughest one that you're going to get to. Right down in there. There she is, right there. Alright, so instead of taking the carburetor off, now we just maneuver our fingers in there to get this in there. Yeah, and we just tighten it down. It's a good idea to buy these new washers right in here. Place back in there because they take a beating and they get ripped apart, so it stops the vibration. Alright, so that's the next step. Now for the gas tank is on. We just got to button the 4 bolts down. 2 up in the front like this, similar on the other side, and these 2 right over here. So that's 4 altogether that's holding the gas tank. Before you can take the gas tank and pull off, you're going to have this stem here for the reserve on the fuel switch over here for the on and off, right in here. See over down in here? Right in here, these 2 screws that are in here. Right there, there's one right there. You see that in there? Oh, here we go, right there. That's good. See that one right there? There's one there, and there's one up on the other end of it, up on the other end, top piece there. So these 2 little tiny screws need to come off to replace this stem. After you put the tank in, then you put this here fuel off and on switch here. Alright, so the gas tank is going to be on. Down here, here's your fuel line.
With the throttle installation of the cable. And this Grizzly 660 throttle cable. Now we're going to fire it up.